All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully, you guys are doing well today. I am. And before we get started, I would like to welcome you back to my channel. I thank you for supporting my channel. And I apologize if I keep it too real on my channel for some people, but the real is the real. That's what it is. So today I will be focusing on the um, karma card reading for the collective, and that is all 12 zodiac signs. And what came out prior to me starting the video are the planets. So the planet is Pluto, the sign is Libra, and it is in the second house. Okay. So how the karma card works, and I will show you guys each card, but you read them across. Okay. So in the planet, the spiritual side of your spiritual self, right? Here's the message from the divine creator of all living things, angel and spirit guides of the light pertaining to the spiritual side of things. It says resurrect relationships patiently. Okay. So if you guys are going through some relationship issues or you want to rekindle that relationship, sorry, I got my dragon blood incense going. If you want to rekindle that relationship, what you need to do is you need to do it patiently. So I believe that a lot of you at this time are wanting to resurrect something. One moment. Okay. So sorry about that. I had to get that sent off. Your kids, right? They're always like, Mom. Okay. So a lot of you want to resurrect your relationship. And I believe that this resurrection is coming from, just trials and tribulations of just life itself, period. The trials and tribulations that life brings us. Sometimes our relationships, love relationships, work relationships, partner business-ships, anything like that are things that sometimes can go astray. So when you are experiencing things of that nature, and if this is pertaining to your love life, if you're experiencing some turmoil in your love life and you want to rekindle that, or you want to re-resurrect it, as the card states, there are things that you have to do and you have to work on, but you have to do it patiently. Okay, you just can't just rush in and start making these huge changes. Your partner may be like, look, I've known you all these years, what's going on? So this could be something where you want to sit down and you want to discuss, things that have come to your attention or things that you would like to address that may be concerning to you. Okay. So a lot of us, sometimes we end up going through our relationships day in, day out, work, come home, deal with the kids, or if you don't have kids, come home, work, walk the dogs. And I think those are kind of better relationships. Not to say having kids is not, but right now it's not the time to really have children, even though so many people are. It's just an uncertain time, right? So I was reading the article yesterday where it was saying that the new relationships um, tend to have the households of pets for children, right? Dogs, cats, whatever. So if you're in that type of relationship and it's like your spouse walks the dog one night, you walk it the next night, the spouse walks it one morning, you walk it the next morning. In order to resurrect your relationship, how about walking the dogs together? Right. That gives you some time. You're out in nature. You're able to connect with nature, especially if you're near a lovely park. You can connect with nature and then you can have those conversations. Okay. And that's just for individuals who are seeking to resurrect their relationship in love. Okay. In their love life. Now, I'm picking up the energy that a lot has been stressed. It's a stressful time. I am picking up that energy that it has been a very stressful time, even though it is a new year. It's like it's bringing in a lot of anxiety. Okay. A lot of people are starting to question, which way are they going in their jobs, their financial stability, things of that nature. Okay, so, and I will show you the cards as I finish reading them, and I'll hold them up so you can see what they're saying. Okay, but I feel that due to the anxiety, the stress, the pressure that so many people are going through right now, it's got your relationship feeling like, dang, we need to, and what you really need to do is embrace one another even more than before. Okay, you need to embrace one another even more than before. You need to become more supportive of one another. Now, you may already be in this relationship where you are embracing one another and you are extremely supportive. But right now, the support, as far as your goals, your dreams, things like that, I'm talking about the spiritual, the mental, and the physical, and the emotional support. Okay. And I say that with the utmost respect. I'm not saying that it's not happening, but I'm saying that, sometimes we get up in our heads, the stress, becomes overwhelming, and one of those areas start to lack. Okay. So, from a lover's perspective, a significant other, soulmate perspective, nurture your relationship from a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual uh, side of things. Okay. I feel like your finances, if you're a joint venture together, you're partnering together, I feel like the finances are okay. But I also feel the energy of a lot of people starting to contemplate if they are in the right area, location, if they want to downsize. I'm feeling some downsizing wanting to happen. I'm feeling that a lot of people are starting to realize they probably have more than they need. And that may be something that needs to be discussed. Okay. Now, from a business perspective, I am feeling that, the relationship with a boss may have, I don't want to say fallen apart, but like it seems distant. Now I know we all have to remain professional in our jobs, right? But I feel like you and this boss were like friends, and I feel like that relationship has, um I don't want to say fallen apart, but it has become distant. It's not like you guys used to be. I feel like one of you, or if not both of you, are going through some things within yourself, and it may be coming from the home, it may be coming from family, it may be coming from friends, but that's what has your relationship that was once, really strong and tight. It seemed like it's becoming distant. Okay. If this is the case, you too resurrect your relationships. And I don't mean as far as, anything physical like that. I'm talking about, where you guys can communicate. I feel like you're not seeing eye to eye on some things. I feel like one of you wants to go one direction and the other one wants to go the other direction. That's what I'm picking up from business energy here, business partners for the collective, all 12 zodiac signs. Okay. Um, I feel like trying to bring people into what you see, your vision is stumping somebody, and they're just not seeing it for what you're seeing it for. And if that is the case, then what you guys need to do is just sit down and do like a visual board. Okay, because sometimes you can say things, but people don't actually visualize what you're saying. Like they hear it, but they're trying to see it. So do a visual board, and do a timeline on your visual board, and use facts. Grab data that is already out there on the internet that you can do a comparison to. Prime example. This is where we were in 2000. Now that we're 23 years out from 2000, do a timeline and show your vision and why you see what you see. Okay. Um, for those of you pertaining to family and relationships, I'm just going to keep it real with you. Our family is our family is a part of us, right? It's part of your bloodline. But sometimes you can constantly work with a family member over and over and over again. And you can deal with what they're dishing, and then you forgive them and you take it back, and you deal with their dishing, you forgive them, you take it back, and that back and forth, that's toxic energy. Okay, especially if they're disrespectful, especially if they are somebody that you just can't seem to get common sense through. If it's dealing with your family, if it's dealing with someone that you love, but for whatever reason, they just don't seem to utilize or even have an ounce of common sense, because there's plenty of family out there that does not have an ounce of common sense. I'm just going to tell you, because they tend to keep doing things the exact same way. And I feel that, a lot of you are dealing with family that are judgmental, just flat out. They're just judgmental. Anything you do and everything you do just isn't good enough for them. If you find yourself in that situation to where every time you turn around, it's just not working out, they've always got something negative to say. They don't want to really, um, see your side or your perspective, or, it becomes hostile. They don't, it, to resurrect that relationship, it would be very difficult. The only thing I can say you is give space and time. Allow them to walk their path without incorporating you in it. Because if you are on a divinely guided path and they are not on that divinely guided path, what ends up happening is you have a collision. Okay. And if this family member or family members are extremely judgmental and they're biased and they are stuck in their traditions, and they're not accepting your tradition or what you see to be your truth, then it's okay to just give it space and time. Just give them space and time. Okay. So mentally, it says get to the heart of the beauty of what you want. Okay. So lovers that I'm speaking to, soulmates, okay, partners in love. Okay. It says get to the heart of the beauty of what you want. So what is it that you want? Okay, in your love relationship, in your relationship with one another, what is it that you want? Okay, that's where you get to the beauty of things, because once you sit down and you have that conversation and you're able to say, okay, look, this is where we are now. This is where I want to be. So if you're dating, you're courting, you've been living together for a while, but you haven't tied that knot and you think you do want to, then this is the time to go in and sit down and have that conversation. Okay, while you're walking those dogs, have that conversation. Where do you see us going in the future? Okay. Do you see us starting our own family? Do you see us moving to a different location? Do you see us staying together? Right? Because when you live with someone for so long, you get comfortable. And then sometimes, ladies, you're sitting there and you're hoping this Christmas or this birthday, you may open up that box with that ring. And then another Christmas and another birthday goes by and it hasn't happened. And then here's Valentine's Day and you're hoping, okay, he's going to pop the question then. And it doesn't, it doesn't get popped. Maybe he doesn't even know you want him to pop that question, right? Now, you may have hinted to it, but sometimes men don't take heed to hints, vice versa. Okay. And vice versa. The energy is interchangeable. So that's feminine, divine feminine I'm speaking to. Divine masculine, same for you, right? If you want to marry divine feminine, but you're not quite sure where she stands, maybe it's time to start talking about those, having those conversations. Like, where's our relationship going? I love you. Do you love me? Are we going to move this thing forward, or are we going to leave it where it is? But you have to have those conversations. Okay, you definitely have to have those conversations, because it's nothing worse than sitting around wondering what one another's thinking. Or both of you could be thinking the same thing, but feeling like, you don't want to feel like you're overwhelming or add more pressure, or you may want to have that conversation, and then as soon as he or she or the energies walk into the room, something else is distracting. Okay, so take the time out to sit down and really get to the heart of the beauty of what you want. All right. Okay, that's for relationships pertaining to our lovers. Okay, that's the advice spirit and angel guides of the light have for you today. Now, when it comes to business and partnerships, right? Getting down to the nitty gritty pertaining to what it is that you want, right? And what is it? Okay, so you have a business, it's been flourishing, but you need to reinvent your business, or you need to provide the services uh, a different way, or maybe implement more services, or take away and add to. But like I said, get that vision board out, right? Because you need to get to the heart of the beauty of what you want. And in order to do that, people have got to be able to see your vision. Okay. So you may have a business partner, like I said, that you guys are kind of going like this, your separate ways, because one wants this and one wants that. But if you can compromise, okay, and each one of you get that vision board out, okay, write down the pros and the cons, um, outline with facts through data, and paint the bigger picture. I feel that your partners or partnership that seemed like it was going like this can easily come back. Okay. When it goes like this, it can come back in because there's always paths to take. All right. And you may also be looking at partnering with someone new who you've already been working with. And maybe one partner is like, no, I just really want to go my own way. Then this is a time where you can have that meeting, okay, that group meeting, that board meeting, and bring everyone in and let them know, or put your vision board up. And this is how I visualize. This is what I see as a visionary, where the company should be headed, or in which direction we should head. And then, get feedback on that, right? After you've provided your facts, okay? Because you need to get to the heart of the beauty of what you want. Now, if you're the business owner, yeah, normally owners come in and they make changes, but a lot of leadership need to understand that part of making change isn't just what you want, it's about what the team wants, right? And what's best for the team. Because if you've got some good employees and you've got some good people that have helped you build that business up, you want them to be able to say, you know what, good idea. Or you know what, I can see that. You know what I mean? Okay. So when you're able to say, hey, look, as a team, but as a business owner, I want to incorporate my team on the decisions that I make, especially your upper management. Okay. So what you do want to do, okay, when you are sitting down with your board or your upper management, right? Um, like I said, a part of leadership is not just being able to guide, but also being able to know who you're working with, right? Not getting all extremely personal into their lives outside of work, but more or less understanding, right? That they have lives too, okay? And your leadership should be able to provide you with feedback pertaining to each and every individual that they supervise, right? What are their goals? What and what is prompting and pushing these goals, right? Is it family, things of that nature, where they're at in from a stability perspective pertaining to their jobs. Are they comfortable in them? Do they feel like they are on the right path with their jobs, etc., right? You just want to know them from a personal, but not too personal level, so that you be able to guide them and place them on the right path. So when you have these board meetings or when you're speaking with your management team, you want to be able to say, okay, so the teams that you're leading, how do they feel about change, right? Because change is inevitable. Change is always going to be there, and especially in the world of technology. Okay. So every business needs to have a real strong technical outlook for their team. Where is technology leading you in the business? And if you're running a business where technology isn't really something that you're focused on, then maybe you need to start focusing on technology. Okay. So you want to have those types of discussions so that you can get to the heart of the beauty of what you want. Okay. Now, from the physical side of things, okay, it says, do or die. You must do it with your partner or partners and get what you need. Okay. So from the relationship side and that do or die type thing. From the relationship side of the do or die, you must do it with your partner or partners and get what you need. That's true, right? You can't do things alone if you're in a relationship, if you're with your soulmate, if you're with someone else, you just can't do it alone. It's like, um, you have, let's say you have a joint account, right? And you guys have been saving, saving, saving. And one of your partners decides they want to buy something. Do they just go into that account and just buy it? Or do they sit down and have a discussion with their partner pertaining to what they want to do? Okay. So everything that you guys want to do and you guys need as a joint partnership, soulmate, significant other, husband and wife, uh, you know, possible boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance type thing, right? You want to be able to conversate and have that conversate. Now, from the do or die perspective, don't go in with this do or die thing. It's either all the way, my way, or your way, or you know what I mean. That I believe that what the angel and spirit guides of the light are saying there is, it's one of those things to where you need to know for sure this is what you want. Okay. Time is valuable. Now, in the 3D world, time is valuable because you can't get it back. But in the 5D and 7D world, time is infinite. Okay. There is no such thing as time, it's infinity. It's infinite. All right. So you have to sit down and make a decision here of if we're going to continue to be with one another, are we going to be with one another as we are? And if this is a joint agreement that you're satisfied and you're content without marriage, then have that conversation. If one of you is contemplating you want to be married and the other is not, then you need to have that conversation, because the more time you spend with one another and you don't really know what each other really wants, that only leaves room for disappointment. Okay. So you kind of got to know where each one of you are headed, right? In what direction you see yourselves going. Now, if both of you are like, yes, I love you, I want to be with you, I want to marry you, then start making plans for how that will take place, where it will take place. Are you going to spend money to do it? Are you going to go into that pot that you guys been saving? Or are you going to find a nice, beautiful island, okay, and get married on the beach with a very small group of people that are invited? Or is it just going to be you? But, have those discussions, okay? If you're already married and you want to, celebrate an anniversary, right? You want to have that discussion. Hey, our anniversary is coming up. Do you want to invite friends? Do you want to just take a trip together and we rekindle our vows, or we renew our vows? Have those discussions. Because that's where the do or die comes in. It's like, you have to be on the same page with one another. Okay. From a business perspective, right? For the do or die, you must do it with your partners and get what you need. That means that everybody sitting there listening and seeing your vision must be on board. They must see the path. Okay. They must be able to look at the data and the facts that you've provided. And as a leader, business owner, they must see that you are guiding them in the right direction. But this must be a collaborative effort on everybody's part, especially your upper management. Okay, they've got to see your vision so that they can bring that vision back to the teams that they supervise or manage. Okay. It's okay to get input from people that are being supervised and managed, because a lot of those people have great ideas. A lot of those people have vision too. A lot of them are able to actually, uh, provide insight that maybe you didn't even think about. You have a lot of savvy people out there. You have a lot of creative thinkers out there. You have a lot of people who are visionaries as well. You have a lot of people out there that actually have thought of something, but they never just had the hope or the faith to move forward with it. Okay. So always keep them in the plan, because you'd be surprised how many people just come to work every single day, just do their job to get that check, but they are actually brilliant. But you don't know that if you don't talk to them and you don't get to know them. Okay. So let's see the outcome. Okay, so I'm sorry. Before we move to the outcome, I'll do my best to put the sentences together for you so you can see. Okay, so we've got the planets, and then we have the signs, and then we have the houses. So this is how it looks. Well, I'm trying. Okay. So this is how the cards read, and hopefully you can see it. Okay, so that's how they read across. All right. And I hope you can see it. I can't see over the camera, but hopefully you can see that. Okay. So now we're going to look at the outcome. Okay. So the outcome of each situation reads, from the spiritual side, the need for control, of cooperation to perfect your beliefs. Okay. You may need to set aside that if you are in a soulmate love connection or with a significant other, the need for control of cooperation to perfect your beliefs. You might need to set down your control, your controlling personalities, right? Some of you, I feel like some of you are like in control of your relationship. But really, you need to understand we are actually not in control of anything except for ourselves and our emotions and how we react to things. So it says here, the need for control of cooperation to perfect your beliefs. That's not the way you approach that. Okay. You have to be open-minded and you have to be willing to listen to the unspoken words, because sometimes you could say something and a look on a person's face will tell you exactly what you feel or exactly what they're thinking. Right. So in that relationship, when having that discussion, and if the words marriage, engagement come up and you get one of those looks, look, I just did, like, it's almost like, whoa, where did that come from? Right. Or if you get that, finally, it's almost like listening to the words that are unspoken. Okay. If you're already in a marriage and you felt like it was, drifting apart, you were losing your partner or things weren't going right, and you sit down and you have that discussion, and it's not in a controlling manner, it's not a you do it my way or no way manner, you may see or be able to just look at them and see the relief come off of, you just sit down, I want to have a conversation, it's just, I thought it was like, your body language is some of the most communicative language out there. Sometimes you don't have to say a word. A person's look on their face, the way their shoulders are, the way they sit up, the way they sit down, just the dropping of the shoulders, just, the facial expressions. There's so much communication in that, right? So when you're having this conversation with your significant other, please just look at them. Just look at, just their whole body and how they're taking it in. Okay, this is for both divine masculine and divine feminine, right? If you're seeing frustration come about on their face, or the arms are crossing and the sitting back in the chair and all of that, that's all communication. Okay, that can show you they agree or they disagree. Okay, but the need for control of cooperation to perfect your beliefs, that's not how that works in a relationship. Okay. Now, from a business perspective, like I said, get that drawing board out. Get that visionary board out so they could see it, because it makes it easier then. You know, you don't have to control the situation then. You just have to provide the facts, provide the data, and then show the growth. And that's where you'll be able to get the cooperation to perfect your beliefs, right? That's when your other leadership comes in and they see the big picture and they're able to take it back to the team and tell them, this is the route we're going, this is the direction we're going. And then your team members have the ability to say, yes, this is still for me, or no, it is not. Okay. Yeah, that's the energy and that's the advice I'm picking up. I was just pausing to see if anything else came down. Okay, so from the mental perspective, right? An obsession with decisions about what you value. I mean, don't obsess over anything. Obsessing over anything is not good for you mentally, emotionally, or physically. Because once you become obsessed with something, it's almost like you got to just, you just, and I saw yesterday looking at a a shaman, right? Out of the shaman temple. He was saying, and his analogy was so good. I wish I had something I could show you. But he said, when you see something that you like, don't pull it towards you. Because what ends up happening, perfect. Look, see, asking you shall receive. So he said, when you see something that you like, right, don't pull it towards you. Because when you release it, what does it do? It goes away, it goes back. And when you see something that you don't like, don't reject it, right? Because when you reject it, what does it do when you let go? It comes towards you. Okay. So, and I loved that analogy because, we see things that we want and we're like, ooh, I'm going to go after it. And then when you go after it, you end up getting that effect. You saw it, you pulled it towards you. But when you let it go, what did it do? It went backward. And when you see it and you reject it, what does it do? It comes forth, right? So when you see something that you like, don't obsess over. You see it, you like it, you've acknowledged it, let it go. Okay. So an obsession with decisions about what you value, don't obsess over it, because your visions and what you value and your decisions aren't everyone else's, because that's the beauty of being an individual with your own thoughts, your own perspective. Okay. So an obsession with decisions about what you value, it's not going to get you anywhere. And I think I don't have to break down. I'm speaking to, soulmates, marriage partners, boyfriend, girlfriends, or business. As a collective what that means. So that's easy. Just don't obsess. An obsession with decisions about what you value, I mean, that means that you're narrow-minded. That means you can't change your thoughts. That means you don't have the room to bring in any other suggestions or any other ideas, because you're just obsessing over what your decision, what you want to make decisions on and what you value. Okay, so don't get in that energy of obsession. It's not good. Okay. And then physically, a power struggle resulting from the fairness shown by your resources. So, married couples, soulmates, boyfriend, girlfriends, Whatever the case may be, a power struggle resulting from the fairness shown by your resources, okay, means that you've come to the table, you've done some research, and you've brought it to the forefront. And in doing that, it may be seen the way you would like it to be seen, and then again, it may not. So you may run into a power struggle here. That is what Spirit of the Light, angels, and spirit guides of the light are saying here. A power struggle resulting from the fairness shown by your resources can cause someone else to become defensive. They can, start to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, right? And then you're like, well, wait for what? And what it is that you brought some resources to the forefront, to the table, and they haven't done any research. So they're like, well, wait a minute, let me make sure, So you don't want to start that energy either. Okay, that's why you want to allow everybody the time to bring forth their resources and their information, and kind of like, say, hey, before we even have this meeting or before we even have this discussion, how about we both do a little project? Let's make a game of it. Let's make some fun of it. Let's go both do some research. We're going to renew our vows. Well, let's do some research on renewing vows and best places to renew vows, or you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure there's some blog or there's some, internet site that are like, islands where it brings you, love and tranquility. And, there's probably just stuff out there. Give everybody an opportunity to show their resources so that you're not going through this power struggle, because what you can do is take some information from here, take some information from here, and you can put it together. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up with a oracle card reading from the Crystal Medicine Bookful, and just to see what the collective's overall energy and advice is pertaining to celebration, red jasper, sacred ceremony, celebration, red jasper, sacred ceremony. Okay, so get you some red jasper, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your reading. I appreciate you being here. I enjoyed giving it to you. And until next time, as I say, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit your notification bell, and namaste.